all the files. Good with that.
Good evening, everybody.
Ah, good evening. You heard us talk about.
Yeah, thank you for sending me everything, Robbie. That's perfect.
Figured that would help.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna post this on Facebook. You good? Yeah, like 4 minutes. I know, right?
Yeah, we got 5 minutes.
That's crazy. What happens when you prep on a Friday?
I don't know how that is. Like you prep in advance for meetings. I'm like 30 minutes before. Not these meetings, of course. I take these meetings very seriously. Work stuff, right?
So next week,
We work meetings.
so it's
All kinds of stuff. I'm sure. Work here, so you're double, we're spending double, triple, past tomorrow is 5 hours.
So that we put the like on there
Monday
or
or
the board meetings there too.
I just put sure.
I think it's
So that I have. Right. I guess that's just access. Yeah. Like they don't. My calendar's always on. I'm literally just doing the right thing here. I'm not gonna.
Wrap it up.
in honor of your
You know, when you're not in school.
recognition, I'm not sure. Yeah, she's gonna do the national anthem, right?
She'll be live.
Like, she's singing the national anthem, right? And then for all time's sake, to the state of South Carolina. I mean, we're not even gonna hear.
That one.
Just now. You know that good one?
Over your ear.
The pledge, to the South Carolina flag? What's that? The pledge to the South Carolina flag. We're gonna, it just goes, hey, y'all. Come on down. Well, welcome to Myrtle Beach. Hey, sure do there.
Yeah, I saw. And the rat.
Yeah.
You know, you laugh about that Myrtle Beach thing, but those people who know used to be up to about a decade ago, the Myrtle Beach jail, they had a sign when you walked in that said, "Welcome Gaston County." Somebody got upset about it.
Question is how they.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how do you know that?
I know people, I've never visited the Myrtle Beach. You're gonna be the ask the.
It's okay to visit. You never
It
might be in there.
depends on duration and reason.
Just stop by and say hello.
Maybe I walked in, but I didn't book a room, so to speak.
There you go.
I love how you write that out. Yeah, everything. So you'll see tonight.
They were talking with this table.
Like,
This practice.
yeah, that's all right. You're not late. You're no, you're on time. Matter of fact, you're early.
That is. That's right.
All right, Mr. Carroll's gonna walk right out. We're good? We're live? All right, good. All right, we'll call the meeting to order a minute early, 6:29. All right, so call to order. Let's do the pledge of allegiance first. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America. To the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And I'm gonna go, roll call, start on my left.
Can you do it? That's country.
Derek Bennett, Michael Riddle,
Definitely works. Matt Wallace.
and that's forum. All right. Thank you. So, recognitions, please, Dr. Collins.
Yes, and before we jump in, I always appreciate the time you give us to recognize some staff and some staff and students. But we do have a few folks tonight that we do want to recognize. Starting off with our staff members of the month. As a reminder, anyone can nominate the staff member of the month. They can come from parents, families, students, and then each other. So from colleagues. And so the first person we are going to talk about is Miss Puckett, our first grade teacher. And she's going to walk up and I'm going to talk about her and then we'll get a photo. So Miss Puckett was nominated by a parent. Ms. Puckett is described as a quote exceptional teacher who goes above and beyond for her students. Her classroom is a place of learning, care, and encouragement. And families deeply appreciate the time and heart that she invests every day. One parent shared, she is an amazing teacher who, and we love her. We couldn't agree anymore. Thank you, Ms. Puckett, for your unwavering commitment to excellence. And so, as our staff member of the month, not only does she get a front row parking spot, however, she will also get to leave this evening with a picture with Mr. Riddle and myself and a certificate to add to her wall. So we'll come over here for a photo. And for the hands.
They touch them the entire place.
Okay, for you. Puckett was looking at her son's got baseball practice today, and so feel free to hang out even longer if you want to enjoy the air conditioning, or if you got to go back.
I do enjoy the air conditioning, but he really likes us to watch, even just the practices. So thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Our next staff member of the month is Miss Benderson. Miss Benderson, well, here's what the person says. So Miss Benderson's dedication to her students shines through every interaction. A parent of a former student wrote that she truly cares about her students, noting that the personalized support that she gives her son, or gives their son, who has very specific classroom and learning needs, whether inside the classroom or not, or outside, Ms. Benderson ensures that every student feels seen and supported and empowered to overcome challenges. You can tell that she wants her students to succeed in life. And the parent added that, thank you, the parent added that she wants to see her students succeed in life. And we definitely appreciate Ms. Benderson for being a powerful advocate for all learners. Congratulations. And you too will get to leave with a photo and a certificate. And at the end of the month, your parking spot.
Awesome.
Is that for you?
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't Thank you. Thank you.
And our last staff member of the month is Ms. Bourne. She's our high school, college, and career counselor. Behind the scenes and in the classrooms, Ms. Bourne is a force of dedication and organization. One parent shared that she's extremely knowledgeable, kind, and organized, and emphasized how easily students feel that they can approach her. Her efforts over the summer have helped ensure a smooth and successful start to the year. As one parent expressed, the school year would not have started off as great without the hard work done behind the scenes for months to get to this point. Thank you, Ms. Bourne, for the quiet strength and steadfast support that you provide to our school community. And Ms. Bourne was able to make it tonight, but she does have her own parking spot, and we will make sure she receives her certificate as well. So that's it for public recognition. We appreciate the opportunity to be able to recognize some folks.
Thank you. I do have one question though.
Yes.
Just occurred to me.
Uh-oh.
The parking spaces
Yes.
are the middle and high school parking spaces now behind the parking.
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Closest spot to the building.
I was gonna say it'd be kind of disappointing that we're still.
Yes, nothing divided our staff more than last semester when we were in the building, not in the parking lot, but staff spots of the month were out there. But we aim to please here, and the staff are very happy that they have spots located where they like to work.
Thank you.
Excellent point.
All right, any public comment? All right, so no one has signed up on the sign up sheet, so we'll go ask for public comment and into the consent agenda. So everybody should have in their folder again our agenda for tonight and the minutes from the July meeting. If anybody has a motion on the consent agenda after reviewing, please speak up.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second, all in favor? All right. I realize that you, Mac, are now the only walls on the board. Don't have to, I don't have to specify which M Wallace I'm making notes on. All right, thank you.
Mayor, am I? How at least have to, at least their email addresses, MA and MI.
Yeah. All right, head of school updates.
So as I'm looking ahead at my handouts, I realize I have some staff members that have access to these slides, in addition to myself. I did not put that.
I was curious. I saw that photo and it was different.
It's definitely different.
Very good.
So it's kind of sad that he cropped the student out I was taking a photo with. But that is okay. I just think a quick update, and then we've got actually slides to cover. So I just want to take a quick moment to share, and I've said this in my newsletters, and I'm sincere that we truly have had an incredible start of the school year this year. From day one, the energy on the campus has been positive and contagious. You know, there was a few unknowns this year, one of them being what happens when you bring high school or upper high school back into the building. We've been away for a couple years. And then the second unknown, obviously, the road in the back. And I don't think we've ever been any prouder of the students transitioning back, the excitement that they've got inside the building now, and the things they're working on to kind of make it their own. And then also just the road in the back has been a great asset as well. It's cut down on the car rider line. Still have a couple kinks to work out, but it has been great. And our families have been patient, flexible, supportive, you know, as we work through just normal first day kinks. And I also just want to give a quick recognition to our staff. They've gone above and beyond to make sure our students feel welcome, cared for, and challenged from day one. They've done an awesome job creating a smooth arrival and dismissal routine, jumping in to support each other and just really bringing joy to the work that they do. And they've really set the tone this year. And so just super excited of, you know, everything that has transpired over the past couple of weeks, and really couldn't be any prouder right now. We've had a great start. So to our families and to our staff and students, you know, they have been phenomenal. So, few updates for everybody. We'll get off of that photo. So great first day of school. We had 800 students on day one. In your packet, our enrollment packet, I included the first 5 days of enrollment. Our fifth day ADM, which is a snapshot date, was 800.6 students. It's average daily membership. It's not head count. So we can have a six of a student here somewhere. But 800 was our number, and we started day one 100% staffed, which it's been a while since we've done that. We've always, not always, I mean, we always get close. A couple of years, you know, we might be one short or just bringing someone on board that day. But no, we hit the ground running, full staff, and then with our targeted enrollment number as well. Car line I mentioned. The onboarding of the new road off Handle Highway, which is 274, has gone extremely well, and it's helped with both drop off and pickup, just the speed of it. You know, historically in the mornings, we would be until 8:04 out front, getting everyone in. And honestly, at 7:54 to 7:56 every single day, the front is done. back as well. I mean, just having that second road has been great. We had a aha moment the first day of school when I was was on the side monitoring with our SRO, or with the one who's been stopping by in the morning until Prescott returns. But he and I were talking and sort of had an aha moment that there's not a school zone sign that way on 274. We have the school zone sign on Mount Gallant. And when the school was built, there was just one road in. The road off of Hams Mill was not part of it, so we have put a formal request in with DOT to add a school zone lighted flashing sign there on Hams Mill, and our contractor is working on that as well. I've seen the request that they've submitted, so hopefully we'll have one added. Like I said, it's gone fairly well. I think the school zone sign will help slow some of that southbound traffic just a little bit. The speed of the light and everything, we kind of seem to hit a little bit of a sweet spot in terms of not backing up into the road, giving time for folks to turn in. So again, obviously we're monitoring it heavily. But hopefully when we meet again, we will have a school zone sign to be able to show you. A few building updates. So they actually did install the sound baffles over the weekend in the vestibule and the multipurpose room. They've got a little bit of patchwork to be doing over there. But I'd like to, I said this last month, but I know that they're installed. So I'd like to give the multipurpose room over there another opportunity in the September meeting, just with the sound panels in there. I mean, it sounds different in the front of the school. And I think in the evening when it's quiet and we're having a board meeting, and the sound panels are going to help as well. So we would probably try to have the board meeting over there next month. We submitted a $24,000 Safe Schools grant for some upgrades. Folks who are listening and folks that are here don't, the takeaway is not that we have safety issues that we've got to get fixed. That's not the case. We just have some cameras in this building now that have lived past their useful life. They all work, but to be able to access them, we can't access them off-site. You have to physically be on site. And then we only have limited number of days of recording. All the new cameras and everything that we have over there, we've got about 2 weeks worth of space, and much more easily accessible. And so it's a grant to essentially replace all of our camera system in the elementary building. So everything's on one system. So you can log in and see essentially both screens, both buildings at the same time. And then the same thing for our door access points. Door access points work fine. They're just on two different systems. So when we code in a new employee, we are coding badges into two separate systems. So hoping to receive this and to be able to get everything onto one. If we don't receive it, we're fine. Doors are still secured, still have cameras. But again, just trying to kind of streamline access points and camera access. So that's pretty much it for general things. Quick elementary update. So Safety Patrol started day one, have done a phenomenal job this year. They're doing an amazing job. Can't be any more proud of that group. Our GT students started collecting, started a project this month that they came up with, which is called the Lions Clothing Den. Students are collecting donations for items to start like an elementary clothing closet. So the student comes in and, anything from had an accident to just simply can't afford a coat. They're going to work on having a location where, we've got donated supplies that we can give out. We've got it to some extent now, like selection of shirts and pants and such, but I think they want to expand that to beyond just, shirts and pants. And so, like I said, that's our project our elementary students are working on with Ms. Long. A few dates to notice. On September 4th, we will have a fall literacy night here, K through 5, and we're excited that we're bringing back Terrific Kids. We will have our first Terrific Kids ceremony on Friday, September 26th at 9 a.m. And just a quick shout out to Mr. Glenn, who has really hit the ground running and helping improve the student climate and relationships here kind of within our elementary school. And so definitely excited about, things that are going on at the elementary. Moving on to middle school real quick, they will be having, and we're excited about this as well, there's, meet the teachers, only so much can, so much one-on-one time can happen during meet the teacher, other than going over the quick syllabus and whatnot. So we're hoping, to kind of be able to expand that and have an actual open house with our middle school families. Coming up next week on the 28th. They will essentially kind of get to, see a snapshot of the work and daily life of a middle school student here. We're going around some kids' schedules, having a better understanding of what's going on, in terms of, everything from the syllabus, what they're covering and how that, teachers specifically, post things or grade things. And so, excited that middle school is going to be able to, have a little bit more face time with families, coming up here, like I said, next week. For the middle school update, student council is getting back into things and setting its first date. They're targeting right after Labor Day, starting to take applications for new members and hoping for a large turnout of students, which will then, the goal of student council this year is really kind of improving our student-led activities. And so excited about kind of the work they're doing and where they're trying to help get other students on board. Did the 8th grade field trip to Washington last year, right before spring break. And they had an info session, I think last Monday, I believe. And right now we've got about 25 parents that have already joined that last meeting, and they're getting information out to our 8th grade families. So we can hopefully have a first annual, I don't know what the right word is, but maybe second annual trip to DC. And 7th grade is working with 4-H, York County 4-H. So we have a 4-H club in elementary. We have an outside 4-H club working with our staff with middle school as well. But they've got an event on September 10th where they'll be coming over and using solar energy to make pizza and cookies, and hope that the rain holds away and there's plenty of sun for them to actually bake pizza and cookies. So that'll be fun. Got Spirit Week for middle school already in the works, and a fall dance is starting to get planned. Again, that's something student council's leading. And then Mr. Yost, our middle high school band director, is working on Halloween and fall themed band concert for elementary students to be performed in the month of October. And so that's kind of what's happening with middle school. And then bouncing over or walking up the steps to high school. They will be having an open house on the 28th from 6 to 7:30. Senior portraits took place already, and I love going behind the scenes and watching all the seniors take their photos. And everyone looks great from the waist up and sitting in jeans and shorts for those cap and gown photos. But it's awesome to be able to see them and just see the excitement with them. Right now, we've got 4 students participating in the manufacturing fundamentals program and working towards earning their entry-level certificates in welding and CNC machinery by the end of the school year. Y'all heard me talk a little bit about just some of the revamping that we've done with PBL and high school, and each grade level or each school's handling it a little bit differently, which has been great. So 9th grade has PBL groups, and the other grade levels have class meetings. Their first one being scheduled here this Friday on the 22nd. We've already sent interest forms out for juniors and seniors for the Carolina Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admission Officers College Fair that'll be held in Winthrop this year. And we've already had 7 students that have, from the junior and senior class, who are attending the Historically Black Colleges and University Career Fair that's in Columbia next week. So there's lots of happening, lots of excitement, and it's just been great seeing everyone kind of move back together into one. Got a few athletics updates for everyone. So kind of taking a look back to this past school year. It's been a great one for Riverwalk Academy student athletes, not only competing at the highest levels, but representing our school with pride and character, celebrate state championships, runner-up, both individual region champions. In total, we had 18 athletes qualify for state, 19 named to All-State, 27 of them earned region honors, and 31 of our students competing in multiple sports. And beyond the athletic field, or swim pool or gym or wherever they compete, athletes excel in the classroom. They've got as a group of students, a group GPA of 3.83. Two of our seniors have already last year signed to play at the college level. One of them has his first swim meet coming up, I think next week actually. And then 81 athletes across all our programs earned the NIAA Quality Program Award for sportsmanship. And then altogether, it's just kind of really the strength of our program. It's not just about the wins and total points, but it's really about the bigger picture, the academic success, the leadership and character that our athletic programs work to build. So can't be any more proud of them and the work that Mr. Ball and all of the coaches have done. And then one last athletic, or two more athletic slides. One of them is just kind of what's happening right now. So fall sports have started. We've got 48 cross-country runners, 22 volleyball players. Volleyball now has two teams. We've got the middle school team and the high school team. Swim, we've got 14 swimmers, and then we've got a competitive cheer group at 19 athletes. And then competitions are starting to gear up. We got cross country happening next week. Spartanburg volleyball is competing on Monday at the Governor's School. Swim has its first competition up in Fort Mill on Thursday, and competitive cheer has their first event at, here in Rock Hill on September 20th. So on Thursday as well. Saturday. Yes, on Saturday. So anyway, lots of excitement and kind of just keeping up with the times. Our athletics unveiled a app that kind of puts one-stop info for all of our athletes. So in terms of game schedules, rosters, stats, things like that, check out the Riverwalk Academy app. Click the QR code and it takes you to either Google Play or the App Store where you can download it. And if you've got an athlete that just swims, then you can click just keep up with swimming, and you don't have to get the other updates. Or if you want to keep up with all the happenings, like I said, it's a great one-stop place to check out what's happening with Riverwalk Athletics. And that's pretty much it for my updates. Appreciate the time. Any questions or? So I'm excited about this next person, and I know we've got several in the audience who came not to hear me, but to hear our next presentation. We've had a lot of work happening behind the scenes. A lot of excitement from years ago that kind of put on pause because we were figuring out construction and things finally got placed and movement started happening, and all of a sudden we had a student last year who has a Eagle Scout project, and he and I were kind of talking about options for his Eagle Scout project, and then kind of one thing led to the other, and the execution of the work that our GT students did from years ago kind of became crystal clear, and what this young man did was phenomenal. And I've asked him to come and just give a presentation to you all about the work that he's done. So I do want to call up Mr. Dylan Hawkins. Dylan is a 11th grade student. This is his Eagle Scout project. And it was a sort of a put into practice the work that our GT Fun Run project did from years ago, and he made it happen. And after Dylan smiles for the camera, I'm gonna have him come over here so he can drive this. So Dylan Hawkins, just look at him right there.
So my name is Dylan Hawkins. I'm currently in 11th grade, and I've been attending Riverwalk since I was in 2nd grade. I'm in Troop 1830, which is right off Sellings, near the food line. And I've been in scouting since I was about 7, since I was in first grade. So basically for the project, we worked directly in coordination with the school, the GT kids and Kubrick contracting to plan out and execute a blacktop. It has lines, it has goals, there's benches, there's also a gaga ball pit and some 4 square lines. So there's, you can see on my right, that's the original sketch that I did of the blacktop. And then on the left is the final blueprint, which is what actually got built. So for the financials, the GT kids raised all of that, and I'm very thankful. They were really good to work with, and we had some good collaboration. But we raised about $41,000, 41,428 to be specific. 24,246 went to asphalt grading, striping, and installation of the benches and goals, which was done with Kubrick contracting. 1,850 went to the benches themselves. 7,842 went to the goals themselves, and around 1,000 went to the gaga ball pit, give or take. That includes the kit, the lumber, some extra screws and stuff that we had to put into. And it left about $6,500, which currently I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna do with that, but it'll go to a good use. So some of our biggest successes were planning. Well, planning was kind of hard, but overall, like all the meetings and stuff went really good. There were some bumps, but it went good. And then the county approved pretty much everything. So there's the like final approved blueprint with like the York County seal of approval over all this. And then, like I said, there were some bumps. Our project manager quit mid project, so that was really fun. And when they were starting to try to build it, it rained pretty much every week, so it got delayed for months just because of the rain. But despite all that, we made it happen before this school year, thankfully, and it got done. And to finish off the project, we had a work day. We had probably 12 people come in, like 4 adults and 8 scouts. And we built the pit, laid it down, made sure it was good. And we also pulled some weeds from the flower bed up front. And it went well. And then here is the final like picture of everything, the court, the gaga ball pit, the benches. It came out really good. So I'm happy. Any questions? Thank you, guys.
Sorry. So first of all, kudos, congratulations. It's big. It's definitely a big improvement for the school. So thank you for that. More of a personal question. What was your biggest, in reflection, what was your biggest growth, right? Your takeaway from this looking back? You spoke some about challenges, just reflection. How did this help you grow as lessons learned, maturing type?
So my biggest growth through this project was definitely just learning leadership and learning how to really, go after something and take leadership. And that through leadership, you're going to have many trials and errors, and you kind of have to adapt to that and kind of change up your plans a lot and just kind of figure everything out as you're going. It's not always going to be as fluid as you think it will be. So that was probably the biggest takeaway from me.
Great answer. Thank you.
Any other questions?
I just want that one thing, like, and to that point, Dylan and I are not in the construction business. And, when we had conversations. He said it won't be. No. And when we had conversations, it was, the terms were, oh, we're just gonna, we're gonna stake it, we're gonna lay it, it's gonna be this, it's gonna be that. And that, so we kind of built a timeline around stake it, lay it, this and that. Obviously the rain was an issue. But there's so much more that goes with even just those 3 steps. We kind of joked York County plant the approval.
Right.
Like they had to resubmit because we had a drainage, I mean, how they figure out the retention pond size and all that has to do with the size of the building, the footprint of the parking lots. Well, now we're adding something new. And so then they had to kind of go back to the drawing board and resubmit new plans for the retention pond. Well, nowhere in there and having conversations with stake it, lay it, put some poles in and we'll have, and stripe it like our retention pond. The slope where the water's gonna run off, seeing how the water reacts, and so there was a lot more to it than, I think than what we originally thought, which is somewhat, some of the timepiece. And then Mother Nature really, delayed it for a while, but I will tell you, there's tons of excitement out there. Between our elementary and our middle and high, and they're all still trying to kind of figure out how to equally share. And one day the middle school or high school will be out there, and the elementary students are looking all sad, and then the next day the elementary's out there, and the middle and high school students are walking by all sad. But it's been neat to see it in operation, and just to see kind of the excitement that it's caused. I do think a next project is going to have to be a Gaga Ball 101 instructional video that we played for our staff and our students.
Okay.
I've had more questions from staff about what's Gaga Ball than anyone else. So maybe Dylan, that could be the next part. Yes.
And I don't have a question, but
Yeah.
so Dylan, I just want to thank you because this started with GT students that I was working with, and their ideas were great, and there were so many things happening, and then we raised all this money, and then it kind of came to a standstill. And so your involvement in making sure that this came to life, these kids are so happy, and I know that it's going to serve this school for many years to come. So thank you so much.
And he's got one last step. He is working on a dedication event to be able to kind of publicly unveil it. They've got a plaque that, it's got his troop information that's going to go in the pit as well. But he's got, like I said, one more thing left, and it's going to have a kind of a grand opening event. So we can't wait to see that. So thank you so much.
Thank you. That's great, thank you. That was, I actually love seeing that driving in. I actually was, I think Ms. Wilson was setting up like PE out there the other day. It was just very nice to see that, so thank you very much.
I did suggest to Coach Wilson, the spouse of Mrs. Wilson, who is equally jealous of the time that elementary students PE gets it versus his. And we did come up with a solution that we are going to pick our 5 toughest elementary students, and then we'll pick the 5 toughest middle school and high school. And we're just going to let them play a variety of games, like some basketball, like 3-on-3, and then some 4-square and Gaga pit, and then the winner takes all. So, we figured that would probably be safer. So then no one gets their feelings hurt, and the folks all get the.
There seems like there's some disparity there. Wow. All right, so we have some action items. First is the head of school evaluation, so that should be in our package.
It is.
Walk us through that.
So this month, kind of start back at square one, and looking forward to being at square one here in August and being able to run this thing all the way through this year, in addition to some of the other items that have been added. This month is protection and safety of all staff and students. And so, the notion is that the head of school may not operate River Rock Academy in a way that jeopardizes the physical safety of its staff and its students. And, my interpretation off of that is that I can't operate in a way that, or what that means is that, the school premises are secured against unauthorized access, all visitors are screened, state required safety drills are conducted and documented on schedule, identified safety hazards are addressed promptly to prevent harm, and then all adults working with or supervising children have had the additional screening and background checks that are required before they get assigned in their roles.
Alright, so, all right, before we move on with the evaluation, does anybody have a motion on, whether or not we agree with the school's interpretation on this monitoring report for protection and safety of all students?
The interpretation.
Second. All right, any questions or clarification? All in favor? Aye.
So, with that interpretation, I do believe that I'm in compliance with the expectation, that Riverwalk Academy is operating in a manner that doesn't jeopardize the physical safety of staff or students. So a few things just to point out. So we are still operating our visitor screening, program, using it in both buildings. So it's at all entry points, and then just show, since July 31st, first day of school, we've had 66 visitors, who entered inside of the building, from the lobby area and gained access. And then what I've given you under Appendix A is just a screenshot, I think a redacted screenshot of a sample of that program, just so you can see that it's in operation. That we do conduct safety drills, that are, both, conducted and count the results. So today we've had, technically 2 fire drills, one in both buildings, and we've kind of had discussions about, we're going to run one together, or are we going to run them separate? And for this first one, we wanted to run them separately, just to kind of work out, this is the first fire drill of the season, type of kinks. All students exited the building within the recommended established timelines, which is 3 minutes per floor. I'll tell you, our elementary was out. We got the all clear in about 1minute and 46 seconds, and then middle high school, the last student exited at about 2 minutes and like 17 seconds. And so we track 2 numbers. One is the last person out, and then the second number is when we have a actual all cleared from the field, meaning everyone's out of the building and every student is accounted for. So if we have a teacher indicating they're missing a student, how long it took to go find, and so again, we track both of those. We do have a lockdown drill scheduled. Kind of playing it by ear, waiting for our SRO to return, but that should be happening in the next 15 days. We do fire drills monthly. We do the lockdown drills each semester now. We've got logs in the front office, and so any visitor, fire marshal can come in and ask to see our drill log, and that's all kept at both offices. And then we also have a safety manual that's reviewed with staff annually. I gave you, the manual is about 40 pages long. I just printed the first 5 or 6 pages for you. It's in the folder if y'all wanted to review it. So we do have a safety manual. That manual is also submitted to the district and state department annually, and reviewed and signed off on is there as well. Any hazards, so anything minor we just immediately fix. We did discover a elementary playground issue on the 7th. Within a day or 2, we had a temporary solution. We've fixed it now, or at least removed it temporarily, and now we're waiting for a playground company to come out. Should be out by the end of the week for a permanent repair. So we do, as a group, walkthroughs on the campus. And then lastly, additional screenings of background checks. So 100% of our new staff have had their SLED background checks and checked before they were allowed to start supervising students. And then 100% of our chaperones and one-on-one volunteers. So any, someone who comes and has lunch with the student is one level of screening. Anyone who's going to be ultimately responsible for a student, whether it's reading to them in a small group, or doing a small pullout where they're working with a group of students outside of the presence of the teacher, they will have additional SLED screenings as well. And so today we've had 18 additional screenings that have been conducted, and I gave you again, a screenshot there in Appendix B, just so you can see that the report, we've had 18 volunteers since, the 31st. So again, just some of the things that we've got and how we take things seriously.
All right, any questions, Dr. Compton?
I've got one.
Yes, sir.
Can you expand upon, there's a couple comments in there about SRO coverage? Does Riverwalk Academy have dedicated coverage while our assigned SRO is out?
We do not. So every morning there's 2 sergeants that split half the county. The county-wide is short 7 SROs. Ours will be back on the 25th, so we were expecting him to come back on Monday, recovering from surgery. We still have one. They're not taking him away from us. But countywide, like I said, last number I was told they're still short 7 just across the board. So Sergeant Lee comes by every morning, sits through all of arrival, and then throughout the day, we'll either get a phone call check-in, or himself or the other supervisor will come by and check on things. In the first 2.5 weeks of school, we've reached out to him and Prescott multiple times, either question, concern, something we need to talk through. And Sergeant Lee is, every time we've had to call him, has been here, within minutes, and then Prescott, has been available as well. So hopefully on Monday, Prescott is released and back full time. Gotcha.
So a follow-up question to that is, are you aware of what's driving those vacancies? Just curious. Is it funding and staffing issues?
I think you've got, from what I understand, and of course we don't hire SROs, but I think the funding is there. It's finding qualified folks. It's kind of my takeaway.
I do know they had several retirees this past year.
And correct me if I'm wrong, we first got Officer Prescott here, we had some wait time on that as well, because I think they were short then, but also short of equipment at that.
When we got awarded the grant, they immediately hired him, and then it took that was several years ago, but I want to say it was like 6 weeks of onboarding. 6 weeks of onboarding, training, certification. He came in obviously experienced, the County put him back through the beginning of the training. And then I think it was like at the 6-week mark, he ended up getting the vehicle and was a permanent place with us.
With the shortage that they're having, when Prescott does come back, is he going to be asked to split his time with other schools, or do we just get him entirely?
We get him entirely. The only time we lose Prescott is when there's a swap. That's part of when the state has agreed to funds, that was part of the MOA that the state put in there, that, SROs will be relieved of SRO duty for those that serve on SWAT teams. So, that anytime that there's been a SWAT call, like we know, and he does his thing and comes right back.
Any other questions, comments? Does anybody have a motion on compliance status? Thank you. All in favor? All right. Thank you. I will, I do want to make one note, Dr. Compton. I'll just throw you under the bus for this one. I know you've already noticed, gave us two appendixes labeled B. I think if that's the worst you've done, I think we're in good hands. Thank you. All right, so
I actually have a reason why that happened, but that clearly it's a mistake. But I did move one because of order and didn't. It happens.
Sorry, I'm just picking on you.
We started on time, so it's got to be something.
Now you've been exemplary. You're off to a great start for this school year.
Up until now.
I think I'm missing one of the Bs.
All right, so the last.
Even better.
The second action item is, we have a new board policy, first reading for a new board policy, so there's a memo in the language for the policy that I believe, Mary Allison's office, drafted up for us, on, live streaming of school board meetings. Dr. Compton or Mary Allison, would one of you care to walk us through this?
The short version of the story is that we knew it was forthcoming. I mean, we started live streaming, permanently around COVID. We've had a few technology hiccups, that, I mean, that's something we've done well. But they did finally, and we knew it was gonna happen eventually, but they finally did, enact a new code of laws. It requires, school districts and boards of charter schools to provide live streaming for all of their board meetings, special, so for all the board meetings. And the policy that was passed, the regulation that was passed actually specifically says that the school board must pass policy about said live streaming. The State Department passed out a model policy suggestion. And we kind of took a look at it. Mary Allison and her team looked at it. And what you've got is kind of, and then again, it's just for first reading, but is an example of, what that policy could be. It talks about the requirements of it, everything except for, executive session, is actually live stream. Link should be posted with the meeting notes, which we do already. Talks about if you can't provide it, then you're obligated to make a clear audio of the recording and then make it available on the website right after the meeting. And then we'll work with a technology partner to establish any issues that we have in terms of the capabilities of being able to do live streaming. And then the part of the policy also recognizes the State Department of Ed has written out like what happens if you don't. And there's a difference between a technology hiccup versus outright refusal. Obviously, that's not an issue here. But we recognize that, if it happens frequently, that it could lead to anything from just a warning to on-site technical support to theoretically taking away 1% of our state funds. But I don't foresee that being an issue with us. I think everything that we have done up to this point meets what they want us to do moving forward. I think it starts January 1. You just have to have a policy in place by November. So minimal impact on us, just we already do it.
All right, anything additional on that, Mary Allison?
No, Robbie, you did a great job. I mean, I think it really doesn't change anything that you're doing. Y'all have done a great job having this live stream for a long time now. So we just have to have a policy sort of formalizing that. But happy to answer any questions that y'all may have.
And so this is just the first reading. I think that the standard operating procedure, tell me if I'm wrong, Mary Allison, is we'll read over this. We'll come back for the second reading in our next session with any markups that anybody feels we need to discuss. And then after that second reading, we can adopt this. Is that correct?
That's right.
All right, cool. It only took me 8 years to get the hang of this. All right, so any comments or questions on this for Mary Allison, Dr. Compton, anybody? So any motion on we take a motion on the first reading, right? Except the first reading, yeah. So,
That's right. Yeah.
All right. Anybody care to make that motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second. All right, getting some mileage today, Dr. Bennett. All in favor? Aye. Aye. All right, thank you. So, very, very timely photo. It's almost like it was taken an hour ago. So, it's almost like that because it was. I don't have a whole lot. I did want to recap. I know, we had our first meeting of the year back in July, and just recap for, folks now that we're in the school year and maybe we have some more audience, at home listening. I'm, once again, I'll be serving as your board chair. Mr. Mac Wallace has stepped up, as our vice chair. Amy, Chitwood is our treasurer, and, Bridget Mazzoni, who couldn't be here this evening, is our treasurer. Sorry, secretary, treasurer, secretary. I don't really have anything else. I think we're all kind of on the search for, appointees. We've got 2 positions to appoint. I've reached out to some folks that I know who, have worked in the York School District. I think it's, York 1, in their facilities, previously, to see if they know, have any contacts that maybe worked in that area that know more about the school facilities and stuff like that. A good touch point, so waiting to hear back from him. I don't know if anybody else has any, anybody that they want to throw out there for the name in the hat, please let me know. I think Dr. Compton is waiting on some folks to take back. Otherwise, I'm looking forward to a good school year, and thanks to Dr. Compton and your staff and everybody for doing such a good job, these first few weeks. Thank you. And that's all I have. Only other thing we need is, a motion to adjourn. I make a motion. Are you guys gonna really leave this on Dr. Bennett? Is there a second?
I'll take it.
All right. All in favor? Aye. All right, meeting is adjourned. Next time, Kevin, you gotta like, thanks for.
Thank you, everyone.
You're right. Thank you, Mary Allison. Yeah, I was gonna make that joke, but I was gonna leave it. He's enjoying it.
I'm allowing others.
No, Dr.